Hello and welcome back to the Learning to Live podcast. I'm your host Amelia J, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a life update for you guys, talking about my plan for December, catching you guys up on what's happened since the last time I recorded an episode, which was a couple months ago now, but it has only just been uploaded last week. My second year of uni, I've started, and I know this is something that I talked about in the last episode, so I wanted to give a little update on how that's going. But the past couple of months have been quite busy, so I just wanted to do a little catch up before we get into everything else. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So last week I uploaded an episode that I recorded in September, so I don't remember exactly what I talked about in it, honestly, but I know that it was just me talking about getting ready for uni and stuff. So I have started my second year of uni. I started right at the beginning of October, and I actually am going on winter break in a couple weeks, so it technically starts on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve, but I think I'm gonna basically take a week off earlier and then go back a week earlier, if that makes sense, just because I'd rather have a few days before Christmas rather than a few days after Christmas. Yeah, so I'd rather go back like 5 days earlier after Christmas than start 5 days later before Christmas, if that makes sense. I'm sorry if that's confusing, but I'd rather have more time with no uni work before Christmas and go back quite early in the new year. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I've just got the grade back for my first assignment of the year, so I was kind of nervous but excited to find out my grade. I actually got one of the best grades that I've gotten so far at uni. I think my best grade was 76 and it's marked out of 100, and the pass is 50, and I got 74 in my just recent assignment, my first one of my second year of uni, so I was really happy about that. Uni at the moment is going well. The past couple weeks have been good. I was behind a little bit a few weeks ago just because I'd recently lost my granddad, and so obviously I find it a little bit harder to do things, especially uni work, but I've managed to catch up from that, and now I'm going at quite a good pace, I would say, so that is really good. And then recently I've just been trying to get back on track and get into a good routine. Yes, I've been trying to get into a good routine, balancing, uni, my home life, my social life, and as well trying to get my content out there, which is something that I've always struggled with keeping up with. I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs walking around. They are coming in and out of the kitchen, but so I've been trying to balance everything as well as making sure that I am keeping up with like my well-being activities and practices and stuff, which is something that I'm going to talk about more. I'm going to probably do like a whole episode on that, focused on that, and I don't know whether that would be the next episode or a few episodes afterwards, but obviously if you follow the podcast then you will know when that comes out. But yes, I've been trying to focus on that. I just carried on recording and recorded it all over a segment. So now I have no idea what I was just talking about. But I think I was talking about my plan for December. So I really want to make sure I'm releasing an episode every week. So my plan is to upload on Friday mornings. So, good start to the weekend, and I think it's just a good day to upload. So Friday mornings, new podcast episode. And by telling you guys, it's going to help keep me accountable as well. I'm going to do a few batch recordings just to help me stay ahead, if that makes sense. It's just not always the easiest because otherwise I kind of forget what I've spoken about. And as well, I like to do like my highs and lows, which I will get into in a minute. highs and lows of the week, but it's a little bit difficult to do it if you're batch recording episodes, because obviously you're all doing it on the same day rather than, one a week or whatever it is. But yeah, so I'm just itching my elbow, sorry if you can hear that, but I've been going to be focusing on putting out an episode of the podcast each Friday morning. I want to vlog, which is something that I've always wanted to do, but I've just found difficult I don't like editing, but also sitting and just looking at a computer screen for ages is so hard for me to concentrate on that. And because I don't really enjoy editing either, like, I just find it even harder to concentrate and to motivate myself to do it as well. So I do want to do a vlog or a few vlogs, but I think I'm going to focus on doing shorter ones just because they're easier to edit and film and stuff, and obviously it takes less time. And then, so yeah, I do want to post some vlogs. I think I'm going to do like mini vlogs over on TikTok, so I will link my TikTok in the description for you guys. And yeah, I'm focusing on making sure I'm implementing my well-being tasks into my daily routine. And yeah, I'm hoping this is going to help me with, like, I get overwhelmed quite easily, so I'm hoping by planning ahead that will help. But like, I plan ahead for things and then I just completely forget about them. So yeah, I'm going to get into my highs and lows of the week. So the one thing that I can think of is both a high and a low, mainly a high though, but I have been having an issue with, I think my issue is with wheat, and I've been having this issue for years, but I never really realised that was the issue, if that makes sense. I thought that it was just an issue with my stomach that was linked to one of my health conditions that I already have, like, I already knew about. But after speaking to my mum, my nan, and my best friend, we kind of just realised that actually it seems like I have some sort of intolerance or allergy to wheat. So I stopped eating wheat for about a year, and then decided, right, I really need to go to the doctors about it. So I finally did. They booked a blood test, and I had the blood test, but in order to do the blood test I had to be eating wheat again for at least 4 weeks. So I've been eating wheat, and although I have enjoyed the food, I have not felt like myself for this past month, just because I've been feeling so ill. The symptoms I had came back, but they were worse now in this past month than they were like before I stopped eating the wheat, because when I stopped eating wheat I still had small amounts of wheat once a week or so it was still in my system. But obviously when I went back to eating it properly, obviously my body did not like that. So my high and low of the week is, my high is I can stop eating wheat again. Unless I need to have any further testing, then I'll probably have to go back on a normal wheat diet, which I'm not looking forward to, but at the end of the day I just want to find out what's wrong and, get on so that I can manage it and get back to feeling better, which is exciting. My low of the week is probably just that, I haven't been feeling well because I've been eating the wheat. My other high is that it's getting really like frosty and foggy outside, which I know there are some implications of this because I now have to, defrost my car every time I get in it, which isn't fun because you're sitting there waiting for it to heat up. But at the end of the day, it's a price I'm willing to pay for the cold weather. I do enjoy the cold weather in the sense that it reminds me of Christmas. I'm very excited for Christmas. It is the beginning of December right now. Haven't got long till Christmas. I'm quite excited. I haven't been this excited for Christmas for a little while, but this Christmas is going to be a bit different to last Christmas and all the other Christmases before. But it is my first Christmas without my granddad, which obviously is going to be sad. So that is obviously one of the not so great things about this Christmas, but I'm trying to think on the positive side. This is the first Christmas with my boyfriend, and it's also my youngest sibling's first Christmas as well. So I'm really quite excited for that. Really excited. My Christmas plans. I love talking about Christmas plans. So usually on Christmas Day we have me and my siblings, my mum at home. We'll come downstairs, do presents, and then we'll go get ready, put, our presents away, and then my mum will be cooking dinner. My nan and granddad usually come over. My nan usually will help my mum in the kitchen, and then we'll sort of get the table ready, have dinner, and then afterwards we'll do presents with like my nan and granddad, people who have come to visit. And then we'll usually do some sort of games. We have this game called Kids Against Maturity, which is basically a kids version, or just like a PG version of Cards Against Humanity, they're just card games, and they're very fun. If you don't know what they are, then I suggest you have a look, because they're usually quite fun. They're very entertaining. We usually end up in fits of laughter, but we don't play Cards Against Humanity with family. If you've played the game, then you will know why. But Kids Against Maturity is still fun, and there's none of us that are like particularly kids, but most of us are adults, or at least late teens. But it is still really fun for us to play. And then sometimes we'll play Cluedo or Monopoly, something like that. And then we'll have some more food. Last year my mum did a charcuterie board, and she's doing it again this year. It was really nice. So usually in the evening we'll have a charcuterie board, sausage rolls for anyone who wants sausage rolls. We always make sausage rolls and have them for dinner on Christmas Eve, which is lovely. And then there's usually leftovers for Christmas Day as well. And then we'll all just have some fun, relax, all this and that, and then anyone visiting will go home. And then on Boxing Day, that is when me and my siblings have our Christmas with my dad. Well, our dad. So that's really exciting. We'll go to his, basically kind of do a very similar thing, but it's just us siblings, my dad, stepmom, and then my two youngest siblings. So I'm really excited for Christmas this year, because it is going to be slightly different. So as I mentioned earlier on, it is my first Christmas with my boyfriend this year, and his family have invited me over on Christmas Day, which is really exciting. Christmas is going to be a little bit different, but in a good way. I am really excited. So I think what I'm going to do is usually do my normal plan, but when everyone at home, after we've done some games and stuff, that's probably when I'll go over to my boyfriend's for my visit with him and his family. So I'm really excited for that. And I feel like this year as well, I started crocheting, and I have made a few presents like crocheting, and I'm excited to give them. I think I'm going to make a TikTok showing what I've made for Christmas this year, or just made in general this year. It has been probably about 9 months since I started crocheting, and I haven't done it like consistently for the first like probably 6 months. It's just been me practicing, just because the stuff that I was making I wasn't the happiest with, and that is a bit of a flaw of mine. I am a little bit of a perfectionist. So I've just been practicing. But yeah, so I have made a few things this year, and I'm really excited to give them to people who have made them for. But if you want to see them, then I probably will post them on my TikTok. I might even do like a what I'm gifting for Christmas, because my mum has done a what I've got my kids for Christmas over on her YouTube channel, which I will link in the description of this episode. But my mum's done one of them. The only issue is I don't want people to see what I've got them, obviously, and two people I can think of just off the top of my head will most likely see. I don't want to spoil it for them. I mean, my boyfriend's already kind of given away what he's got, at least like his two main presents, because just conversations we've had, he's kind of given it away for himself. I was like, why did you do that? And then he was like, I'm sorry. But he's still very excited. I'm still really excited to give him his presents as well. But I did think about doing what I've got for Christmas. I might do a little like wrap with me. But yeah, maybe I'll do that anyway. So yeah, I wanted to really do like some Christmas content, but I've kind of left it a little bit too late to really get into it properly. But Christmas has just come around so fast. I don't know why I was gonna say so fast this year. Like, Christmas has always been one of my favourite times of the year. I just think Christmas goes so fast when you're an adult, or just at least on the older side. It's not as exciting as when you're a kid. I think this is partly because, when you're a kid, you just focus with playing with your toys or on spending time with your family, etc. Whereas when you're an adult, you kind of just like, you're more aware of everything else that goes into Christmas, like preparing for Christmas, the food. Like, we always do food prep. And when I was younger, I would help my mum prep the vegetables, whereas now, like, I'm a lot more aware of all the effort that goes into Christmas. I do appreciate very much all the effort that my mum and the rest of my family put into Christmas, because I've just always had really good Christmases, and I know not everyone has had the same experience, so I don't want to come across as ungrateful or anything. But yeah, I just feel like Christmas comes around a lot faster when you're older, especially, if you've got uni or you're working, whatever it is. I just feel like you get swept up in that, and then you're like, oh my god, it's almost Christmas. But nevertheless, I'm really, really excited for Christmas. But yeah, Christmas is almost here. It's not far away. Me and my mum always say, right, we need to make a list of the Christmas films that we want to watch this year. And we just leave it too late. We forget. We don't realise how fast time has gone. But I just feel like time for me has gone so fast recently. Like, I was talking to my boyfriend about this as well the other day. We've been together for just over 3 months now. But it feels like a lot longer than that, in the sense that it's gone so fast. I don't even know if that makes sense. It feels like we've been together for longer than that. Like, when I think back to like the beginning of the summer even, I didn't know him. Like, I actually did kind of know him, but we didn't actually know each other properly, if that makes sense. Like, I'd seen him before, but we hadn't really had, like a proper interaction. So when I say I didn't know him, obviously, you just take that as I didn't actually really know him properly as a person. I'd just seen him around. But at the beginning of the summer, I didn't even know him. By the end of the summer, we were in a relationship. Like, we just got into our relationship. But it just feels weird, because I feel like he's been there for ages, but at the same time, like, it feels like time's gone so fast, but that doesn't like add up. Like, I just think it's so weird, like, time and everything. Like, I constantly just think like, oh my god, it's already been like 2 years. Like, one of my best friends sent me a Snapchat memory from literally 5 years ago, and I was like, how could that have been 5 years ago? I remember it like it was literally like last week. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, Christmas is coming. I'm very excited. I hope that all of you who are celebrating Christmas, and Merry Christmas. To anyone else who is not celebrating Christmas, I hope you have a happy rest off of work. If you get work off on Christmas or New Year, whatever, I hope you just have a nice time enjoying yourself. But yeah, Christmas is almost here. And as well, like, I've known about, so my boyfriend's brother is having a birthday party this week, and I've known about this party for like over a month. It must have been about a month and a half, maybe even 2 months. And I it was just like, oh, it's alright, I have loads of time to figure it out. I think it was about a month ago, but so for this party we have to dress as something beginning with the first letter of your name. So I'm E, obviously, but I was just having such a hard time trying to find something. I was talking to my best friend about it. She was like, oh, well, why don't you be... She gave me like quite a few options: Elmo, Elon Musk, Elsa. And then she was like, oh my god, well, why don't you be Elsa and Owen could be Olaf? Owen's my boyfriend, and we could be Elsa and Olaf. And I was like, oh my god, that is a genius idea. So I was like, right, okay, well, I really need to sit here and actually like find a dress, because I didn't want to get like an Elsa costume. I just wanted to dress up in like a blue dress, put my hair in a French braid, and just do like her makeup sort of thing. And I just can't believe how fast this party's come around. Like, it's literally less than a week away, which is just crazy to me as well. And my baby sister's already like almost rolling over, and I'm just like, how is she already? I think she's about 5 months old now, but I just can't believe she's already like 5 months old. She's very much like, in the past, I'd say month, she's very much more interactive and aware. She's very bubbly, and like yesterday I was just playing with her and looking after her for a bit and just spending the day with her, and oh, she's so cute. I just can't believe how much she's changed in the past 5 months, because she went from being a newborn to a 5-month-old baby. Obviously anyone who knows babies, is a parent or has had younger siblings, nieces, nephews, whatever, knows like there's a big difference between like a newborn baby and even just someone who's like, 5-6 months old. But she's adorable, and as well, like, it's already been a year. I think it's next week, it's would have been a year since we found out that my stepmom was pregnant. And I just find that crazy, because like I said, I just remember it like it was like last week, and now baby's already here. She's already 5 months old, 5 or 6. I can never work it out, but she was born in July, and she's already she's already here. She's already like a baby. She's not like a tiny little baby anymore. She's she interacts with you. She's very talkative. It's the cutest thing ever. But I just can't believe how fast time has gone. Like, it's crazy. Oh, sorry for the loud bang at the end. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the podcast in general. So I am trying to upload once a week. I do have some episodes planned, and I'm going to have a guest on next week, I think it will be. So my best friend Kaylee is going to come on, and we're going to talk about, we've been best friends for basically 10 years now. It's been about 9, I think. We just round up and say 10 now, because what's the point in trying to work it out? But we've been through a lot together. Life has changed drastically for both of us. Pardon me, but her as well, especially. She's gone through some really big life changes since, we become friends, and we just wanted to come on and talk about it. And so I just thought it would be like an interesting podcast episode to talk about, how we've survived, growing up together. Obviously things happen all the time, but I just think it would be interesting to talk about, the changes that we've been through in our friendship and our friendship with other people, just life in general, and the changes that have happened in our lives and how it's impacted our friendship, and also just talk about things that we want to do in the future as well. So Kaylee will be coming on in a couple episodes time, so if that's something that you're interested in, please make sure you follow the podcast and stay up to date. If you want to also follow my TikTok, I'll have it linked in the description. I am trying to post more regularly on there as well. Instagram I do have, which I will link, but I don't post on it so much just because I'm not the biggest fan of Instagram. But again, if you want it, it will be linked. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. I keep dropping this pen. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. If you do, then make sure you follow. And yeah, I'm back from my little break that I'd taken, and I'll be here at least through the new year. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week.